everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. And for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the performance review of the Jordan Tatum 1. So as far as the traction goes here on the Jordan Tatum 1, what you're getting with this setup here is two translucent pods here at the forefoot, and you can kind of see it's kind of a spiral traction pattern, and how those perform are actually pretty decent, especially on clean floors. On dirty floors, you're gonna have to wipe because they do collect a little bit of dust, but at the heel, you're just getting a Phylon foam as part of the traction pattern. So the consistency as far as how the translucent portions stick to the floor are far better than this stuff here at the back. It did take some time to break in, and I did feel like the layer of almost film that was over top of this Phylon foam, once they broke in, they did get better, but I just feel like there is some inconsistencies compared to the forefoot here with the actual pods. So for me, the traction was a bit inconsistent and just not overall something that I really enjoyed on court. Another thing that I have a really big issue with is the overall durability. As you can see here at the forefoot, there is kind of like a chunk missing out of the foam compound. So I think taking these outdoors is a huge no-go. This stuff is gonna wear away super quick. And as you can see here, it's already doing so on my right shoe. So as far as the traction goes, it's not one of my favorites of the year at all. And as far as durability goes, it's actually one of the worst in my opinion. So as far as the traction goes, I'm gonna have to give the Jordan Tatum 1 a 7 out of 10. One thing I did want to mention about that traction setup is obviously Jordan Brand is going with that foam traction at the back, and Under Armour with the Curry line has been using that flow foam for the cushion and the outsole as far as traction. And I find this stuff to be a ton more grippy and just tacky on floor. Now it doesn't offer any feedback as far as sounds, and this only offers that in the forefoot. But I just find the overall durability of this foam compound for Under Armour is far greater than what you're getting here on the Jordan Tatum 1. So as far as the cushioning goes on the Jordan Tatum 1, it's a pretty basic setup in my opinion. So at the back of the shoe, you are just getting a Phylon foam at the back of the shoe. It is the same foam that is offering that traction pattern at the bottom. It does just wrap up the side. And it does offer some nice compression. As you can see right here, you can see some compression marks, but I will mention that this will break down over time and become a lot more dead feeling as far as cushion at the back of the shoe. Now for me, where all the magic happens is this Zoom airbag, a pretty large Zoom airbag, honestly, at the forefoot. So it does cover most of the forefoot here, and it's actually directly underfoot. So when your foot is in this shoe, you can actually feel the imprint of the Zoom airbag directly under your foot. It offers a very nice springy feeling, a ton of feedback and court feel. So as far as the cushioning goes up front, I actually really enjoy the setup. And then there actually is this plastic TPU spring plate. So in conjunction with this Zoom airbag, it offers a very springy and kind of propelling feeling in the forefoot. So it's a pretty nice feeling, and it honestly almost feels like unlocked Zoom, because as you can see here, the little red portion is actually the Zoom airbag, and this black kind of material here is where your foot is actually sitting. So it does offer some kind of nice compression here in the forefoot. So if you like forefoot Zoom, I do think you will enjoy the Jordan Tatum 1. One thing I am a little concerned about is if you were to take these outdoors, this is the Zoom airbag right here. So if you were to step on a pin or a sharp rock, you could actually puncture that Zoom airbag. So I would caution bringing these outdoors, but as far as indoors go, you do get a nice impact protection up front. And the overall heel to toe transition is actually really nice also, because that Phylon foam coupled is actually Phylon foam throughout with that Zoom airbag. It just offers a very natural feeling on foot. So as far as the cushioning goes, I would have to give these a pretty solid 8 out of 10. So as far as the fit goes on the Jordan Tatum 1, for me, this was my least favorite part of this basketball shoe. So right off the bat, I would say that this shoe does fit long. For me, I did have a thumb's width at the end of the shoe, between my toes and the end of the shoe. So for me, at the forefoot, it was a pretty sloppy fit. If you have a regular foot, I would say you should go down half a size, which I should have done. If you have a wide foot, I honestly think going true to size, you'll be good, because although it's not overly wide, this material does conform to your foot pretty nicely and kind of flex with your foot. This tongue here is a half booty construction, so right about here it is connected all the way down. So this tongue does not really go anywhere, and it does offer a nice fit on foot. There is some really nice padding at the back of the shoe here and at the tongue. So as far as how comfortable it is around your ankle, I enjoyed that portion. But for me, the fit up front was just sloppy because I had so much room at the forefoot. So for me, as far as the fit on the Jordan Tatum 1, it was pretty much my least favorite part of this basketball shoe. So as far as the fit goes, I'm gonna have to give these a 6 out of 10. So as far as the materials go on the Jordan Tatum 1, you are getting more of that lentil weave from the Jordan 36 and 37. It's almost like a fish wire kind of netting that's very supportive, but very lightweight and breathable. You can actually see my fingers right through the material. And this might actually be my favorite implementation of lentil weave so far, because it's not overly thin, but it just offers some nice structure and a nice supportive feeling on foot, while still maintaining that lightweight and breathable nature. At the back of the shoe, you do have some synthetic leather hits with all that stitching, obviously the gold Jumpman right here. And then this shoe also features some patent leather. Right here at the back, the black stripe is patent leather. And then on the medial side, you do have this red stripe that does run down to the toe box. So overall, I think you're getting some pretty cool materials. And I actually wouldn't mind seeing some suedes and leathers on the Jordan Tatum 1. And as far as the Jordan 38s, if they're going to continue to use lentil weave, I think just offering some of those nice raw materials at the back of the shoe would not be a bad look as far as some of the future basketball shoes. So overall, I actually really enjoy the materials on the Jordan Tatum 1. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. But as far as the materials go, for me, I'm gonna have to give these an 8 out of 10. So as far as the weight goes on the Jordan Tatum 1, this is a US size 10.5, and these do come in at 12.65 ounces. So again, this is actually the lightest Jordan performance basketball shoe to date. So as far as the support goes in the Jordan Tatum 1, starting at the back of the shoe, you do have an internal heel counter that does keep your heel locked in place. This is kind of a mid-top basketball shoe, so that is one thing to mention. Moving your way down from that, you do have this plastic kind of TPU plate here at the midfoot, and it does run all the way down to almost where your toes sit within the shoe. And then there is some foam wrapping around that. So as far as kind of your foot sitting within this and on those hard lateral cuts, I think this does a decent job on preventing your foot from spilling over of the basketball shoe when you're making those hard lateral cuts. And then moving your way down to the bottom, you do have this plastic kind of spring plate that kind of help aids the zoom airbag, and kind of when you're taking a step, kind of propelling your foot forward and springing your foot forward. But one thing that this shoe is missing is torsional rigidity right here in the midfoot, because your foot is actually suspended. There's actually a gap between the shoe from the lateral side all the way to the medial side. You can actually see right through, and there's just really no torsional rigidity. You can bend in the shoe right in half. It's not very supportive right here underneath your midfoot and basically where your arch is. So for me, that was a bit of a problem because I am dealing with some plantar fasciitis issues. So on my left foot, I did kind of feel my foot getting hot as far as not having any really support under my arch. So that was a bit of a problem. So if you do like arch support or torsional rigidity, I would say look somewhere else, because the Jordan Tatum 1 is not going to offer you that. But I do like what this shoe is offering with that lightweight material that's very supportive, and then kind of this overall support plate here on the lateral side. And then on the medial side, you actually have this little plastic, it's pretty soft, but plastic TPU clip, and that's kind of preventing your foot from spilling over the side. As you can see here, it's kind of like a little wing. So that does a decent job. I just wish that this shoe had some torsional rigidity at the bottom directly under your foot, because that's just this it's almost like a nylon material that is directly under your foot all the way throughout. So your foot is literally suspended with this basketball shoe. So it's kind of a crazy setup, but if you don't need a ton of torsional rigidity, you should be good. But for me, as far as the support goes in the Jordan Tatum 1, I'm gonna have to give these a 7 out of 10. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Jordan Tatum 1. As far as the aesthetics of this shoe, I actually really enjoy the overall aesthetics. I think it's a very striking shoe as far as what you're getting here for a debut basketball shoe for Jason Tatum. But again, for me, the biggest points that were lacking within this shoe were the traction here on the outsole. It's pretty good here in the forefoot, but I just find the overall durability and the inconsistent nature here of this Phylon foam traction pattern at the back was pretty annoying. The overall fit, again, it fits long, so if you're a regular footer, go down half a size. If you are a wide footer, I would say stick true to size and you should be good. And then again, that support, it just was not supportive in the midfoot. So for me, it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna be keeping in my bag moving forward. But two aspects of this shoe that I really did enjoy were that forefoot Zoom airbag directly under your foot, very nice springy feeling, and just offering some nice impact protection and court feel. And then just this updated lentil weave upper. I thought it was a great breathable and supportive upper here in the Jordan Tatum 1. But let me know if you guys have played in these, and let me know what you guys think of the overall aesthetics of the Jordan Tatum 1. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that does help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at 23mj88. because it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. But until next time, peace.